Beware, if you are going to start a business in Florida, nothing makes sense and everyone has their hand in your pocket. I applied for a dealer's license 2 months ago. I had to buy all three of these, but $72 each. I think I paid $236 or something for 3 dealer plates that are good until, they're only good for 2 months. It took me 9 months of jumping through hoops and red tape and bureaucracy and speaking with so many different departments to get my license, and then it expired 2 months from the day I got it. Why wasn't it just renewed to the following year? I have no idea, and I have to assume it's so I have to pay all the fees again, which I'm going to have to do in this video. So behind me is the DMV, where I did just get my dealer's license and get my dealer plates, and then found out that it expires in 2 months and I have to repeat the process. And in today's video, we're going to renew my brand new dealer's license. But more importantly, I really want to show you all of the moving parts. So you're going to see step by step everywhere I have to go and everything I have to do all in one video. Because if you're looking to start a business in Florida, you're going to have to go through all of these same steps. So every one of these buildings is a different department. We have our tax collector, we have a different tax collector, so that's the DMV tax collector. That's like the regular tax collector, and then over there is the zoning department, and apparently I have to visit every one of these to get some type of different approval, and not to mention pay a fee in every department. But I don't have much of a choice. When they say dance monkey, I dance. When they say jump, I ask how high. I just want you to see what you're in for if you were ever thinking about starting a business. Here is what's gonna happen. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. Come along for the ride with me. Boom. I actually thought they were going to be included in the dealer fee that I paid for my application. They weren't. I had to buy all 3 of these, but $72 each. I think I paid $236 or something for 3 dealer plates that are good until, they're only good for 2 months. Gosh darn it, man. Why? Do I have to do my whole license application in 2 months? Come on, dude. All this work, does my license expire in 2 months? I really hope that's not true. Expiration 4/30/26. It's already the end of February. My license was submitted a week ago. Why would they even... I hate this job. I fucking hate people. I hate doing all this shit. Why on earth would I get a dealer's license for a month and a half? Why wouldn't it be renewed? Oh my God, I am so pissed off. You've been watching me deal with this for 6 months and now I gotta do it again? That's it for now. I'm too upset to be on video. So it's been a week since I found out that my dealer's license expires in 2 months. And fortunately, I have everything I need right here. I literally just submitted my dealer's license. So I still have my dealer application, my bond, my insurance, my EIN number, my certificate of registration with the state. I have my fingerprints, I have my background check. I have everything that was needed. And I'm just going to change the date from 25 to 26 and resubmit it with another $385 or whatever the fee is. So I paid the fee once and I got it in February. So I submitted the application in like December. I started in October, but say I got it like finalized in January. I got the application back end of February, paid the fee. It expires at end of April, so it's good March, April. I paid like $385 application fee or whatever the fee was. Then I have to do it all again and pay the fee again. So I would have just been better not even applying for my first dealer's license, just applying for my new dealer's license starting April 26, 2026, because it would have saved me $400 and all the fees and everything else that I had to pay for 2025 and will have to pay again in 2026. So it's been over a week since I mailed out my renewal application. I haven't heard anything until today. I emailed them and he emailed me back saying they haven't received anything. So it's been a week and a half and I set it priority. So it's most likely sitting on someone's desk, maybe the front desk, maybe, who knows. But I can tell you the inspector is amazing. Every single person I speak to, talk to, work with, they are so polite, so helpful. It's not the people, it's the system. So my application has been sitting somewhere for a week and a half and now like things are starting to expire. I'm getting a little nervous. I'm gonna have to end up driving down to West Palm Beach again with another copy of my entire renewal, I think. It's just, I should have just done it in the first place. Just easier that way.
1 week later.
Okay, so although I emailed everything on Friday, I confirmed yesterday,
if they didn't receive it. They did receive everything, and then I got a call today on Tuesday saying, hey, you got to come down to West Palm Beach to hand deliver all the original documents. So I drove 45 minutes south to hand deliver original documents that were emailed, and hopefully that's the last step. He asked me to come down here, so that's got to be a good sign. First time I got my dealer's license. This is brand new information to me, and my dealer plate expires tomorrow. So now I just have to hope, which the fire inspector's been amazing, super cool. I have to just hope that he's available, number one, and I pass. There's no reason I shouldn't pass, but who knows? Leaving it up to lots and lots of people's approval, and everybody gets paid. Or no, every department gets paid.
So I do like this series because obviously you can see how my business is starting to grow, how we're starting to scale. We started with a shop with nothing. Then we had a shop with tools. Then we had a shop with an employee. Now we have an office. Everything is growing and scaling. So Relay is an online business banking and cash flow management platform. I've spoke about it before, but it provides multi-account checking, team debit cards, and automated budgeting tools. With Relay, you can open up to 20 individual checking accounts with unique account numbers and routing numbers to separate expenses and taxes and payroll. You can also issue up to 50 physical or virtual Visa debit cards for team members with custom spending limits for each one. Relay operates with no monthly maintenance fees and no minimum balance requirements on standard accounts. Relay has built-in bill pay and invoice management, meaning you don't have to log into separate tools to pay vendors. Relay lets me schedule and send payments directly, whether it's ACH, wire, or check. And I can even track and approve invoices, delegate tasks to my team, and still have full oversight into the cash that's coming into my business all in one place. Now here's what's great. Relay gives my bookkeeper, my assistant, and me individual logins with permissions, so I don't have to share my bank account passwords with anyone else. So if you want to try Relay out for yourself, you can scan this QR code on the screen, or you can click the link directly in my description to try Relay for yourself today. So being a Florida dealer requires me to not only collect registration fees for people, so I have to collect the transfer fee or new registration fee, title fee, the surtax to the DMV. And I have to go to the DMV and do it for them. I can do it online as well, but I'm responsible for collecting it. So people sitting on the other side of the desk from me are always upset when I say, hey, your transfer fee is $312. Why is it so much money? That shouldn't be that much money. That's how much it is. I'm not getting a dime of that. But I also have to collect sales tax. So every month, first week of the month, I have to go online and do all of my math, which I hate math. So I have to go and do all my math to figure out what we sold. For example, July, what I sold in July. I sold 3 cars. We were gone for most of the month, almost the entire month, but we sold 3 cars the last week. One of which was wholesale. So it was sold to another dealer, so we don't collect sales tax because that dealer is going to sell and then collect sales tax. One was the Expedition, which went to Colorado, that was shipped to Colorado. So had he come here and driven it home, I'd have to collect sales tax. But because it was shipped to him, I mail him the title, he will register and pay sales tax in Colorado. The third was the 2022 Yukon, which we drove across the country. I sold it for $18,000, but we took 2 trade-ins. So I have to deduct his trade-ins. So let's just say it was like $7,000 in trades. He only pays sales tax on $11,000, not the total 18. So he gets a sales tax credit. I then have to collect sales tax for the state of Florida and then the surtax for his county. So I have to find out what county he lives in. Once I know that, I then have to figure out what his county surtax rate is. Sometimes it's 0.5, sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 1.5. In this example, the 2020 Yukon, his sales tax surtax in his county is 1.5%. So 7.5% extra I have to collect on the Expedition. And then this month, now August, I have to pay his sales tax for him. So if you're selling 10, 15, 20 cars, you're figuring out what the Florida sales tax is and what his county surtax is, and then paying it individually and knowing if it went out of state, knowing if it was transported or driven, or if it was sold wholesale. And I have to put in all of my sales. So gross sales, exempt sales, tax due. And I'm responsible for doing that every single month, first week of every month.
So speaking of sales tax, just explain to me how this makes sense. Let's use this Toyota Tundra, for example. That Toyota Tundra was maybe $50,000, brand new, 5 owners ago, 20 years ago. So the first owner paid sales tax on it. Then they traded it in, or they sold it to somebody. Then that person also paid sales tax on it. And then so on and so on 5 times. So if that truck had 5 owners, 5 different people have paid the government sales tax on the same vehicle. So they've collected 5 times on the same product. How does that even make sense? Which brings me to today. Now, when I register it, I have to guess how much registration costs. You have no idea. You don't know. They might have a credit on file. They might not. I have to buy a tag. Am I registering a tag for 6 months or a year? It completely varies. I have no idea how much it's going to cost. So I, 1, overcharge the customer and then reimburse him, or 2, undercharge him and then try to collect more money, which is nuts to me. So a few days ago, I was at the DMV right behind me where I got my dealer plates and my dealer license. So exciting. This is a huge step for me. Then I found out that it needed to be renewed right away. So in order to renew it, I need a business tax receipt as well, which is right here. So I'm going to get my business tax receipt right now. So I'm going to walk next door to the tax collector to get a new license, which is a business tax receipt license or something. It is a, I don't even know what to explain what a business tax receipt is, and it didn't sound like they could either. It is something that allows the tax assessor to assess me on things that I own and collect tax, and I pay tax on what I own to run a business in the county. So that's the way it was described to me. I'm not quite sure, but I have to go get a business tax receipt in order to run a business that's already in existence in my county right now. And just like that, no, I am not going to get my business tax receipt because that is where I submit my business tax receipt. There are a bunch of other steps I need to do before I can even walk back in that door. Well, that was a failure. So now I'm going to go back to my office, but it's the end of the day. So we'll continue tomorrow where I resubmit my dealer's license, something, I don't know, resubmit everything that I just submitted. Do I just resubmit it all? I don't even know. All of it, the whole application again, with all the same fees that I just paid. I'll do it all again, I think. So we'll figure it out in the next scene. So I guess I should just say exactly what a business tax receipt is. A BTR in Florida is a local government issued document that grants you a legal privilege to operate a business within a specific city or county, formerly known as an occupational license. It serves as proof that you have registered your business and paid the local required fees. So it just certifies that you paid the fees. Because I've already been approved for a certificate of, we'll figure that out in a second. Where to get one? You get your BTR at the tax collector's office. Who needs it? Nearly every individual. Expiration or renewal, they operate on a fiscal year and they're valid. Am I gonna have to pay annually? Are they gonna have their hand in my pocket every single year for this? Probably. So that is what a business tax receipt is. It is basically an occupational license, but I already had a zoning letter. So my zoning letter was through the Growth Management Department and the administrative building, and that I had to submit my lease, explain what hi, I'm recently signed a lease at the address and I need to acquire about an independent automotive dealer license for my business. The address had been approved in the past for this usage, but the state DMV requires town or county approval for each application submitted. Per the state compliance examiner, he is requesting a zoning letter from the city stating that the property is zoned and allows for used car sales. Please find my check for $158. I sent that in October 2025. And I got a receipt saying it was accepted. And then I got a zoning approval from my county that says, Dear Mr. Stowell, thank you for your recent inquiry concerning property located at your Martin County. Your requested information has been approved. The subject, November 3rd, 2025, I got an approval from the county commissioner, a zoning letter. So I got the zoning approval to do this. And what I didn't realize is zoning letter and business tax receipt are 2 different things. So the county approves the zone to do business, and then after you do business and pay that fee, then you do the application to actually run the business and you pay that fee. So 2 different fees, 2 different things, I guess. So my tags expire Friday, it's Wednesday. I finally got a hold of the fire inspector. Full confidence, I give it to him, call him, hey, you're my last step. I just need a fire inspection. Nobody told me this until 2 weeks ago. This is it, you're the last one. He said, all right, I need your county approval, zoning approval. Perfect, I have it. I give him my GMD number. He goes, oh, that's for 2025. Like, yeah, it was approved in 2025. All right, I need a 2026 number. I need another zoning approval for a property that's already approved last year that nobody told me. Like, I would have just done this. Why wasn't this a thing when I got my dealer tags the first time? Just like, okay, get through one hoop, then get to the next hoop. I actually almost got through the fire inspector hoop, but I didn't. Now I need to go back to the zoning board. Do I need to pay them another $158 and wait another 2 weeks for the zoning, or will they just open it up? I call them and find out. I don't even know. All right, let's see what I need to do now.
Thank you for calling the Martin County Growth Management Department.
So I'm at Home Depot because I know that I'm required to have fire extinguishers hanging from my wall. That is universal safety. The requirements are 5-pound tanks. So instead of using old ones that I have at my house, I'm gonna get 2 brand new 5-pound tanks, and I'm gonna hang them in different spots on each end of my shop. Here we go, so 5-pounders, let's see. Oh, I can get two, but I don't think these are 5-pounders. These are 2.5 pounds, so I don't want that. Those are too small. 5-pound right here. $52 times 2. Smokes are good. I actually got a 2.5 pounder as well for the boat because my son has been fully enjoying the boat, and so have, because my wife, my son, and I have been fully enjoying our little whaler that we've been using. I always say that Florida has a tax. There really is a tax to live here, and it's because what I just said. I use a boat to go out to dinner with my wife. I can listen to live music literally 7 days of the week. I can sit outside and have lunch if I'm stressed. I would way rather be stressed under a tiki bar than in the snow. And I'm okay paying a surtax. Basically, everything is more expensive, and all of these rules and requirements that Florida have that I'm showing you in this video are worth it because I love my lifestyle. That is incredible. Now, the 2 5-pound fire extinguishers I already know are a requirement, as well as my fuse panel. So my fuse panel has to be accessible, so I can't have a bunch of things blocking the fuse panel. He's gonna need to look at that. He's gonna check the exits, make sure the exit sign is lit up, and then there's no exposed wiring. So we should be good to go when the fire inspector comes to take a look. Now, there was a fee to pay the fire inspector. I had to pay like an application fee or something that they collected from me for him to come out. So I am at my DMV right here renewing my dealer's license, but oh wait, I'm not, because I need a different license before I can renew that license. I didn't need it when I got the original license, but now to renew it, I need a different license. So it's bright and early, I have all my paperwork. I think I'm done. It's awesome. Finally, after all that. And just like that, no, I am not done, because I need something called a business tax permit, or some type of sales tax permit. I already have a DOR sales tax license, so I can collect sales tax. I already have that. But this is different. This is like a permit that allows you to be taxed in your county for what you own or something. So I'm allowing the tax collector to tax me, something like that. That's how they explained it. Luckily, it's right next door. So I am going to get a business tax permit, something right here at the tax collector. And just like that, it is not that easy. So the business tax permit, I don't know, business permit, whatever, occupancy tax, they take the application here. But in order to do that, I have to go to zoning, and zoning is that way. So apparently I needed the zoning approval when I got my license. That's already been done. That was done a long time ago when I submitted my application back in like October, November, December, whenever that was. So I have to go over there and pay them for 2026 now or something. So off to zoning. All right, so apparently I think I've been to the zoning department before, the permitting department, which is around here somewhere. All these white trucks, I think this is the zoning department. Let's try this again. Permits. Okay, thank you. Apparently this is permits, like building permits, not zoning permits. So yes, permits, wrong permits. So I have to go to a different permits department. And this is really, I'm like furious in here, laughing up here, trying to be cool, but this is ridiculous. Once again, the nicest person and so helpful. She said, "I'm sorry, darling, you're just in the wrong building. You gotta go on the other side of town to zoning. This is building permits. You need a zoning permit." So off we go to the next building. So I left which office? I don't even know what office I'm in. I left the zoning office. I know that I have a zoning approval already. I got it and I needed it, required by the state and the county and the town to get my dealer's license. And I paid the fee to get it zoned, zoning approval. It's already been done. Here's what's ridiculous. When I submitted my dealer's license, it was December 2025. So the zoning approval was for 2025. When I got my dealer's license and had to renew it, I had to renew it for 2026. So now I am required to get a new zoning approval. Pay again. Do the application again. She did it on the spot, but I had to pay again. And it's because I didn't get the business tax receipt. That's what it is, a business tax receipt. I didn't get my business tax receipt license or permit, which no one ever told me I needed it. No one. They gave me my dealer's license. Why would I even know that I needed this business tax permit? Because I had an occupancy permit. I had a dealer's license. I had a zoning approval. I had everything the state requires. So now I need a new zoning approval for 2026 because the previous one expired. Had I just renewed my license to 26-27 instead of for 2 months, had the state just given me a license for 1 year and 2 months like they do with license plates, I wouldn't even be in this situation. I would be just conducting business like every day, like it's a normal Monday. But because I got a license for 2 months, I had to redo everything, including paying all the fees for everybody and getting a new zoning approval, which I already had, but to match this year. So the fire permit matches the zoning approval. So everything makes sense the way she said it. Well, the fire inspection has to match your zoning date, and the fire inspector looks up the date of the approval, and if it says 2025, you can't approve in 2026. All that makes sense. But the fact that this just wasn't done all at once in 2025 is what's so ridiculous. And now you get to see how many hoops I have to jump through. You're really hearing me rant now. This is so stupid. There's a different building on every side of town for everything, and there's a different person that has to approve it, and there's a different fee I have to pay for that approval and permit and application. Everyone is getting a piece of my bank account before I even get money put in the bank account. Not to mention, I was paying rent and insurance to get my dealer's license for the 6 months while it was pending approval process. The original license was pending approval. I was paying all of my rent every single month, all of my insurance every single month, waiting in queue for my dealer's license to be approved. It was just in limbo for months. This is so dumb. So dumb. I'll get it done. I am gonna keep fighting. I'm gonna keep going. I will make it happen. I'm not finding excuses, I'm finding solutions, which is what I always say to you guys. But how many friggin' battles do I have to overcome? Objections do I have to overcome? Problems do I have to solve? This is literally what it's like being a business owner. You're just constantly getting a problem, finding a solution. Objection, overcome the objection. That's what it's like being a business owner. So I guess if you can't get through this, you don't deserve to own a business. So maybe this is like the prerequisite. They're testing my, I don't even know the word I'm looking for, whatever, determination. No, what's the word when you don't give up? Resilience? I don't know. I'm tired. All right, let's see where this place is now. It's on the farthest opposite end of town. So I think we're in the right place. PS says it's over there, but hang on a second. How do I get over there? How do I get over there? I think we're in the right place. So let me get this straight. This is where I need to be. In order to get my dealer's license, I have to register my business with the state. That's in Tallahassee. I can do that online, so I register it up there. They approve it. Then I have to go to the IRS and get a tax ID number. That's typical across the country business stuff. Then once I have my tax ID number and my business is registered with the state, I can submit my dealer's license to my region that goes back up to Tallahassee. My region's West Palm, 45 minutes away. Dealer's license approved, I need a business tax license or business tax permit. And in order to get that, I have to have the fire inspector come out to approve me, which is a different location. So he did that, and then now I have to go to not the tax assessor's office, this place. And this is where I get my business tax license. So let's go in here and see how it works. In and out, 10 minutes. I have to say, they were the most pleasant people I've ever worked with. That was unbelievably pleasant. Everyone, every single person, which is a ton of people, has been incredibly pleasant. From the person at the DMV at the dealer desk, to the fire inspector on the phone, to my dealer inspector, incredibly pleasant, to even the little old woman at the tax assessor's office. Everybody, unbelievably helpful. Good news. It's been a few weeks and my dealer's license has been renewed. It came in the mail, just showed up out of nowhere. It is such a relief to know that my dealer's license is done. I actually sold a car, and like I said, I have to register the car, collect the sales tax, go to the DMV and do the title work and everything. So we are at the DMV, and while I'm doing that, I am also going to just renew my plates, which they do it right here, so that's awesome. Fire inspector came and left in under 10 minutes. Super nice guy. I've never met a firefighter I didn't like, because they're just so easy, laid back, and chill. So the guy showed up, looked at my fuse box, looked around, looked at the fire extinguisher right here that I hung yesterday. I bought brand new 2 fire extinguishers, 5-pound fire extinguishers. That was the requirement, 5 pound, not 2.5 pounds. So I have one mounted over there. I have one mounted right here. Brand new, not even 24 hours old. He looked at it and said, all is good. I need you to take it to a fire extinguisher inspector and have them inspect it. They have to be inspected every year. I said, oh, it's brand new, I just bought it. Yeah, needs a tag on it. All of them need a tag every single year. So you gotta take them both to go get them inspected. So throughout this whole process, the entire dealer's license process, I've explained to you how many steps are left, because you don't know what steps next until you get past the last step. So the last step was supposed to be the fire inspector comes out, he gives me the okay, I take the slip to the business tax receipt office, tax collector, and I'm sure they're gonna charge me. They give me my okay, I go to the DMV and I pay for my tags and I'm good to go. But no, that's not it. There's another step. The extra step is take fire extinguishers to go get inspected and then go email him the inspection, and then he'll give me the okay to go to the sales tax office. Okay, good to know. Thank you for that. All right. Can I come by now?
Do not believe anybody's in the office. They were all called out on an emergency. I'm not sure when they're even going to return.
Okay.
Are you in Stewart?
I'm in Palm City.
You still have to have it inspected annually, and then the 6th year after 6 years, and then at 12 years. Commercially, no longer good anymore. It can be used residentially and does not need to be inspected.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Are you guys open right now? Can I swing by?
We are open till 3:30.
Perfect. I'll see you soon.
Oh,
Thank you.
wait, I don't know if I have a guy. Wait, before you swing by. Let me make sure I have a tech. Do we have a tech? Yes, we have a tech.
Okay, great. I'll be there in like 20 minutes.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Bye-bye.
So each fire extinguisher was $60, and then the inspection is $30, so they're $90 each. I'm just glad I make these videos so you can see. It's not just for me. This is what it's like for everybody. This many hoops for everybody to jump through to run a business in Florida. Now I'm gonna drive 5 miles to go get brand new fire extinguishers inspected. And $58 later, we have 2 inspected smoke detectors, and I am going on record telling you that I'm driving on expired plates with no other choice. They expired yesterday. So today I have to get this done. It's Friday. If I don't get it done today, it'll be Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I called the inspector, emailed him photos, and I have to hope he gets everything back to me ASAP so I can go to the DMV from here, sales tax collector, and pay whatever fees they want to, then go to the DMV and pay for my plates. You know, I was just thinking, back in New Hampshire, we used to do vehicle inspections, which took us 45 minutes. By the time you got the car on the lift, up in the air, wheels off, which was required, it was minimum 45 minutes. And we would only, when I started out, charge $25 per vehicle, and then we went up to 30, and people were really pissed about it. And they just did 2 brand new fire extinguishers and charged me $58 in and out in 5 minutes. And I was charging $40 at my height for state inspections on automotive vehicles, which really took an hour. The state required minimum 45. Crazy. I think I'm starting to complain a lot. Okay, I am now at the county tax collector submitting my business tax receipt, which I don't even know what that actually is. And what is it going to cost me? And is this it? Probably not. We're going to find out right now. How much was it? How much is it? And what's next? So, wish me luck. Just forward the email to you? Yeah. Okay. I have to, it's due again in July?
The renewal's going to go out in July. They're due by September. So in July, you're going to get a renewal notice. You can renew it as early as July, but it's due by September 30th. You can pay it online, mail it in, you can go to any one of the offices, and you'll get another yearly business tax receipt that's good for you.
Okay. And is there like more paperwork, or just pay the fee? Okay. Can I pay with a card? I just used my last check. Okay. Credit? The business license expires in end of June, so it expires in 2 months. Whatever, no big deal. It's $13. I'll have to do it again, which is really just paying the fee twice. So no worries. But now I have everything. Literally have everything in a stack ready to go. And what's great is one place is here and the DMV is right there. So I just walk from here to there to get my plates. Dealer desk is closed 12 to 2 every day. 1. So I just have to go kill an hour and come back. I don't even know what I'm gonna do for an hour. Just kill it. It is 1:53. I got myself a fresh cut. Perfect excuse to kill some time. Let's go get my tags. But let's not with that attitude, Craig. Let's go get my tags renewed. And boom, we got it done, and we technically weren't driving illegally because we registered it the day it expired, right? Well, whatever. I am good for another year. I don't have to deal with these headaches for another year. And I do have everything, so next year it should be easier. The cheapest part of this entire process was actually the plates, which cost me $168.30 to renew 3 registered plates for an entire year. So having a dealer's license ultimately is less expensive than having 3 cars registered. Now, these are work plates, they're business plates, all the cars are for sale, it's different. You're supposed to have your own private plates, which we do. But generally speaking, to have 3 dealer tags insured and be able to drive any car you want, whether it's a Ferrari or a Toyota, is, in the grand scheme of things, less after insurance and everything. I mean, I am paying rent, and I am paying insurance, and I am paying business tax, and all that stuff. But anyway, I'm done. Let me see what it costs me to renew my license and get all the new fees and everything in, and then we should be good. I was really stressed for 2 straight weeks, and I feel relieved. It's Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock, and I am done, finally. I wish this was a joke, okay? I thought this video was over. I left a month ago and finished this video. It has been 1 month. I just got my local business tax receipt renewal notice. So I just got this business tax receipt. And the day I got it, I left, went on a family trip. The day I came back, literally got back at 3:30 this morning, I got a renewal and I have to pay them to renew it. That's literally what it's like living and working and owning a business in Florida. I came back relaxed, I came back chill, ready to hustle, and just right back with the headaches. I'm ending the video here. I think you get the point now. This is how everything is down here. It makes no sense. Okay, why when I paid and applied for my business tax receipt, did they not just say, hey, when you actually get the physical form, whatever certificate, you're gonna have to renew it. Do you want me to just renew it now? Yeah, oh yeah, please, thank you so much. Thank you. That would have, I'm in a reliving my dealer license headache. The same thing. All right, it's 3 hours later. I did get a text from him, which I'll read to you in a minute, but let's see if he's here. He said he was gonna be here in 30 minutes. That was 2 hours ago.